What's up, guys? Today's day 82 on my journey to 2000, and I got 3 hours of sleep. Hopefully, you can't really notice. But we have a lot of stuff to go over. We have 5 cool games, and then we're gonna play a game and go over that game. So the first game I played was this game. Everything looks normal. It's a Vienna game. People at this level know how to counter the Vienna, at least a lot more than even just at the 1500s level. And here I just make a vital mistake, which I've never really gotten into this situation before. I don't remember any game like this, but the knight just comes in and the bishop, is watching it, and that's it. All I had to do here was kick away the bishop. And after the bishop goes away, then I can, I guess, maybe bring the other bishop out and then castle soon and do other stuff. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, here the computer says, hey, you could come in with this. If the pawn moves or something, you just go to d3, it attacks the knight twice. So you're going to win the pawn if he doesn't do something. So he takes, and then the game continues, I'm guessing. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be like that, but anyway. So blah, 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 he takes my rook, and I'm like, you know what? No, there's still a chance. And I'm kind of right. There still is a chance. I kick away the queen, and I feel like, oh, I'm taking some space. This game's not over, and I'm actually winning here. I'm winning here because my opponent just blunders a bishop, so I obviously take it. I get my bishop here, trapping the knight. The knight takes, and now I'm just winning. And here, the best move was to essentially push this pawn forward so I don't lose any material after a potential check, right? I can come here. Computer says even better, just push the king forward, because now if he comes here trying to run away, I don't know, but it looks like you're trapping him. But the queen could come out, and then you fork. Wow, that's actually crazy. I didn't see that. Anyway, instead of all that, I don't push, and I'm like, I'm just losing a pawn. It's not a big deal. Let me push. This threatens mate. And this is actually hard to stop. I thought this knight move would threaten mate, and this would be good, right? Oh, look, I'm threatening mate. I'm such a cool person. But he just went for this pawn, pinning my queen to my king, and I'm kind of forced to trade here. So the game kind of equals out, and here I'm dumb. I'm just dumb. I just had to take a second to look at the calculations. So my rook is hanging. My bishop is hanging, but my rook is protected, my bishop is not. So I might as well take. I'm sorry. If I take here, then the rook will get away, but my bishop still survives. If I take here, then my bishop doesn't survive, and now it's a rook against 2 knights. So would I rather have a rook against 2 knights or a rook against two bishops? I'm really doing a bad job explaining. I had 3 hours of sleep. Anyway, you guys can see, like, if I took this bishop, this rook, my bishop survives. But when I take it like this, my bishop doesn't survive. That's basically the difference. And I just make the vital mistake of letting my bishop die. And I just start playing really fast because I realize my mistake, and I'm just kind of sad. And then I end up losing this game. Second game here, I played with 94.4% accuracy because I'm a god. And it's just some, normal opening stuff. It's kind of interesting here how they want you to double the pawn so that you have a strong center to push through with, I'm assuming. But anyway, and maybe for other reasons as well. I connect the pawns that way. I bring my bishop back. We trade. And here I take like this. Normally, I take like this in a lot of cases to open up the rook. But I'm like, you know what? People always take towards the center. Let me see how this actually plays out. So I take towards the center, my opponent moves the queen, and I see it's the perfect time to take this pawn because he doesn't have any light squared bishops, and maybe I could even protect it. I end up protecting this pawn, trading some stuff, and here he allows me to undouble my pawns. I have this really nice kind of setup. My doubled pawns aren't a weakness. This is helping stop anything from coming in. My opponent thinks for 2 minutes and then just abandons the game. I thought this was still a strong game. But it made me think a lot about what I would do if my opponent started bringing pieces. I was scared of a queen and rook coming in through here. The thing is, this doesn't work. I don't know what was with my brain. Like, thankfully, I didn't need to go through the game. But let's say something like this, he can't actually come in with his pieces, right? Like he can't, let's just assume that this all makes sense. He can't break in. He can't come in with the queen. You know, this is what I was thinking. Oh, what if he comes in with the queen, he puts it there and then gets a rook here? He can't do that because the pawn stops any of those ideas. So white's plan would be to essentially push his pawns in front of his king to try to disrupt all of this and get to my king. And my plan would be to try to counter on this side. So very interesting stuff. Third game here was pretty terrible. We went into Vienna. I'm just not playing the Vienna as well anymore. And for some reason, I see this move to attack the sides, but I'm scared. I'm scared of this. Apparently very neutral, and I think I've gotten into lines like this, and I've even mentioned lines like this. It's a very interesting kind of area. Okay, this doesn't work because the queen takes. So you take this way, so the queen doesn't take. And after takes, you have this. And this looks crazy, but this is a neutral game. Just material-wise, it's neutral. His king is exposed. My king is exposed. Very crazy stuff. Kind of looks fun, to be honest. But I was scared of the knight and the bishop. My queen is pinned, but I didn't know how to get it out of the way. I didn't want to double my pawns. So I end up trading. I kind of prep this, so my rook is fine. But I didn't need to, because if he took this pawn, I could attack it, and then I end up attacking the b7 pawn anyway. Anyway, I bring the knight, the bishop, bring the bishop back to protect it, and I'm always considering this sack. And we start moving pieces. I move my king to the side to get that open area, and I just mess up the fact that the bishop has eyes on g1, and the game kind of starts to fall apart. Also, I'm playing much slower than my opponent, which gets into my brain. I also see this check, but I don't know what to do after this, which is why I didn't give it, for those wondering. Apparently, this is slightly winning for me. I don't know exactly why. I guess because I have this passed pawn. It's interesting, but I don't do that. This is what happens instead. I try to break into the position. This move took me a long time. Look, I have 38 seconds. Like, some of these moves took me a long time. I thought, oh, maybe I could sack my rook here. I was considering even, this move. But then I was like, what do I do after that? I can't go for a perpetual or anything, and I was right. And the game basically, the game is over. I think, you know, I run out of time or I resign or something. We're going to speed through the rest of these games. So here I push the pawns. But my opponent has this very interesting thing where he could sacrifice a knight and fork. These pawn forks are actually so much stronger than I initially thought. It's still something to watch out for. Instead of that, the game kind of progresses this way, and now I'm kind of watching out for these forks, and I'm like, uh-oh, I made some mistakes here. I take, he takes, I take, and he doesn't push. I thought that I was in real trouble a few moves ago because he could push my queen away, and then push the other pawn and, like, fork. But, oh, and then I move my knight here, which is just terrible. Here I take the bishop with check, which allows me to save my queen. He takes, and I have to stop letting people take my pieces here. I don't trade because I want to go for some powerful attacks. And here, oh, this is beautiful. This is, well, when you play fast, stuff like this happens. The idea here, and I noticed it right away, back rank checkmate. Look at that. Boom. He can't take the queen because this is checkmate. This is literally a puzzle. I saw the puzzle right away. I was like, oh, I'm such a genius. So he brings back the queen, which is the best move. But I take this anyway. Still can't take the queen because this is checkmate. So he has to take my rook. And then I bring my rook in and I stop the queen's access to this diagonal. He checks me. I miss these checks a lot for some reason. But it's still fine here, and I calculate it's fine because I'm still threatening checkmate, and he can't really do anything. My king is safe here. So he comes back, and I come here. Because if you take, this is checkmate. What's the one way to stop this? For those that can't see it, the rook comes to b8. Because now if I take, rook takes back, I'm still winning because I'm up a piece. But boom. You know, and now he has to be very careful, probably has to move a pawn forward. The thing is, I don't even need to take this. Right? I could even come here, because if he takes this, this is mate. But obviously I would take it, just not to risk anything. And yeah, he moves his king to the side, and I was like, oh, perfect! Bishop checks. Can't move this because it's pinned. Has to move to the side, and he resigned. He didn't give me the satisfaction. Here I play 95.6% accuracy. Fantasy variation. It'll trick so many Caro-Kann players. Apparently at this level too. He already makes a mistake on like move 2, 3. I don't recognize it. I spent like 30 seconds thinking, and I'm like, okay, it seems like taking is good here because I could come in with the knight and force the queen away. Then I realize, oh wait, he just takes the pawn. So we trade, and I bring my knight here, thinking, okay, he has to defend against this threat. So let's say he does this or something. I'm gonna win the pawn back. It's a neutral game. We'll see what happens. The other way of defending, and the better way, is bringing the knight to the rim, because then you can defend it this way. My opponent does neither of those, gets forked, and resigns. And the last game we have here, we finally have one of the gambits I've been studying, the Falcobeer. But I don't really remember the best moves. Which is so bad. I don't remember the best moves, the best lines, all of this stuff. I don't remember. So this is what ends up happening. Very interesting position. I just go for this en passant move to simplify. I bring my queen to pin the knight. I trade, and I don't take the pawn right away because I recognize that his position is much more open, and that I'm kind of more scared of what's going on with him. I'm just trying to develop more pieces. Here I take because I recognize that after castling, I have this check getting me out of line with my king, giving me an extra turn to develop a piece. So that was kind of my thinking. That's exactly what ends up happening. Develop some pieces, and he sacks his rook. And I'm like, what? Why? Now, my goal here is to make sure that I can castle. He kind of gives me that ability. I don't come here with the rook because I don't want my king in the center. Instead, I bring the bishop. It attacks the knight. He has to defend or run away. He runs away, and I castle. And a few moves later, this is how the game progresses. Takes. I'm going for the trade. You know, if we trade, it's fine. And he blunders mate in 2. These back rank mates are so satisfying. Boom, I come with the check, and he resigns. This is what would happen, and that's checkmate. And, ladies and gentlemen, that's how we arrive here. About to play a game. But before we start the game, one more thing. I looked at the Panziani opening, and let me see. Because one of you guys, Matthew Ping, was telling me about a counter to it, and I watched a YouTube video. It's going to be linked in the description, and I saw a very interesting way to deal with the opening. It goes something like this to defend the pawn, and then this to support a center push, and that's the Panziani opening. You guys were saying to go d5, Matthew. I think it was Matthew, right? Matthew Ping. But there's also the way that I kind of play this, which is just develop the knight. And after he takes full control of the center, you take this pawn. And the idea is after this push, you can actually sacrifice your knight as black. So I'll show it from this point of view because you're playing as black to get this kind of attack going on. And after takes, checks, moves to the side, it's the only legal move, you just bring your bishop back. He was saying how most people will want to take here. If you take this way, then this is just beautiful. So you take here with the check, bishop takes back, and a lot of times the knight will come forward because this just looks like a great move. You're putting a lot of pressure. Well, apparently here, you come in with this check. There's no way to block. If he blocks like this, you come in with this move, threatening some nasty stuff, attacking the knight, and there's just a lot of tricks here. Let's assume he doesn't block here and he moves the king back. This is actually checkmate, which is so crazy. Assuming that he moves the king forward, well, then he loses his queen. Right? So there's a lot of interesting little things. Probably in Blitz it works a lot nicer, but I thought that was interesting. Okay, let's play a 10-minute game on 3 hours of sleep and see what happens. Also, I reached a new peak rating. 1663, which is cool. Oh, great. Okay. Are we going to go for my... No, we're not. What is this? Indian ketoing the bishop? I'm just going to play normally. The Indian game Tartakower attack. I'm tempted to come here, which looks like a crazy move. But I'm not going to lie. It looks like a interesting... I don't know. It looks fun. All right. We can come here, but then it looks like there's some sort of attack that comes in right away. This is not good on not many hours of sleep because I'm not familiar with this opening, but it's fine. We could bring the knight here. I feel like I want to push these pawns, but he's probably going to castle this way, right? And I'm tempted to go c6 just to support the center and stop the bishop's annoying attacks here. Let's just do it. I mean, the computer will tell us and we'll learn. And learning is great. So I could attack the knight, but he could kick it back. And I mean, pushing so many pawns in the beginning is probably not good, especially where you want a castle. So I think this is fine. I kind of want to start an attack. I kind of really want to. But then it seems like his knight and bishop could come in, and it looks a little bit annoying. Let's just create this kind of scenario here. Aha, this attacks our bishop, but it's protected. We don't need to worry. Everything here is fine. So, we also have this move. The knight's going to go there anyway. It doesn't have really many other places to come to. So let's move it here. Yeah. I got scared for a second like I missed that, but I didn't. Okay. This guy's playing super fast. It's a little bit frustrating to me. But again, it's fine. It looks like he can start kicking my knight around. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually push the pawn here. And we're going to have this h6 move, worst case scenario. Actually, no, I don't really like that. We have this, if this. I think that's the plan. Attacking on the king side seems to be a good idea. Yeah, I think this is crazy by my opponent, but what do I know about chess? What if takes? Can we do some crazy sacrifices? Sacrifice the queen? Come in with the... Probably not, right? I'm probably going to come here if the pawn pushes. Oh yeah, this doesn't work because the bishop watches. Here, pawn pushes. We're just going back to the start section. Now, we do have to worry about this move. But after that move, we have the bishop developing and we're fine. Before he could push. I think he's just going to push though, because he's playing super fast and not caring. This pawn might become weak on d4. Yeah, you see? What did I say, guys? What did I say? h7 was another option, but our pawn on h5 would be weak from just a push here. Oh my god. Okay. Early pawn push. How do you punish an early pawn push? This should be a good lesson. You develop your pieces and find the perfect moment to strike and make a pawn break. I think that's the best way to punish it. I'm kind of tempted to develop my knight. Then, of course, the bishop comes in. That's the only problem. We also have this move, which doesn't work. We have this move. The second he moves his bishop, we have this move attacking the pawn and attacking this pawn, which I kind of like. So let's just bring our bishop here to stop any of his bishop moves. And if he brings his... Okay, this just looks stupid. Let's just move this out right now. He's probably going to push this pawn, because that's all he's doing, pushing pawns. We could castle now, and I think it's time to break through. So let's castle, just not to worry about any attacks. And we're going to come here, takes, knight will come through, and we're going to have a lot of spaces to kind of take advantage of. Yeah, this is all fine. See, this is the perfect moment for our pawn break, from my estimation. These are really complicated situations for me. But I think the most important thing is not to get scared. What the hell is this guy doing? I'm so I want to scream. No. No reason to scream. A lot of times you could even sack pieces to get into better positions. Now we could sack a bishop here. But we're not gonna. We're just gonna take. He can't take like this. And we're gonna have this just to connect our rooks. I do not want to overthink this. Yeah, we have this move. His knight can come here. We just bring this. We're gonna play fast. This guy's pissing me off. It looks like his bishop could reroute and attack, but we could go b6 and get our queen to safety. We could also always target this rook. Yeah, that looks like a crazy move. We're gonna come here, try to trade rooks. To have that view. Oh my god, I'm stupid, aren't I? No, I'm not. I'm smart. Okay. See? Nothing to worry about, guys. En passant, we just take with the queen. Our queen is fine. No needs to worry. No need to worry. It's a veiled threat at nothing. Now, he could take h5. So there might be a strategy to trade and take h5. But I think we're still fine. Tempting to take. We're just gonna take the rook. Now we have this check. He can't take h5 anymore. We're gonna bring our rook in. This looks scary. Just gonna play fast. Before he could take advantage of this file. We might bring our king to b7, but that looks a little... Oh, now you're thinking. We also have this fork, in case he wants to move his bishop to the side. A lot of tricks happen when they open up the position like this. Obviously, our position is pretty open now as well. Maybe I shouldn't have been playing as quick, but I was kind of playing out of anger a little bit. Here he takes, obviously. I'm tempted to come here, here, but it doesn't look smart. We have this move, don't we? Now, what does that accomplish? Let's think about this. We check. He goes to the side. No, I mean, this check must be good. This check must be good. Now, if he comes here, which is probably what I would do, to be honest. We have, yeah. See? We have this, which is fine, but it doesn't look that satisfying. There's so many mistakes here. I already know. So, there has to be a trick here. There's something I'm missing. Here, takes, check. No. Takes, knight can take, and then nothing. Yeah, I think we just have to go for this. He'll come here. He'll probably bring the queen forward or something. Whoa, the queen takes our rook. I hate this game, guys. I freaking hate this game sometimes. No. I had 3 hours of sleep. That's why I'm losing. Like, you can't make these sort of mistakes. Damn. It's from when these idiots play so fast. They're not idiots. I can't take advantage of it. I'm down a freaking rook and a pawn. I don't want to play this anymore. I really don't. Oh my god. What am I supposed to do? I have no idea what I'm supposed to do, guys. No idea. I really dislike this game sometimes. Let's just break this open. I don't know what I'm doing. Go to e7. Check me on e7, thinking like you're gonna check and take my knight. That would be cool. I just kind of, I'm giving up. I don't, I'm gonna resign in a few moves, probably. This is check and he wins the bishop. I'm so pissed off. I'm so pissed off because my opponent played like an idiot. He played stupid with the early pawn pushes. Ugh. My opponent's not an idiot. I'm just saying, like, I had to be winning at one point, no? Okay, so here saving my bishop was better. Apparently I'm just losing since here, really. And I'm playing all the best moves, but it doesn't matter here. Okay, I try to go for this, doesn't work. Apparently get my knight more active. Let's say he does something like this. You know, I was right to think about these moves, but now I have to counter strike. That's a game. And then I have this, and now I'm starting to do stuff. I don't know. Like, let's say takes. I have knight takes g3. He comes here. But I have this move maybe even. This is so tricky. Oh, this target's here. Such a tricky position. Now I'm just up a pawn. So you have to take advantage, but you see I didn't even do what I was talking about doing. About taking advantage. Oh my god. It's okay, it's one game. 1654 rated now, you know, it's not the end of the world. Let's just keep looking over here. So apparently I'm playing all of this okay. Sacrificing, guys, I'm telling you. Sacrificing is the key. Sacrificing is the key. Because here, the bishop can't take because we have this with the discovered check. Oh my god, beautiful. That's why sacrificing works here. That's why sacrificing works. Doom, doom, boom, boom, boom. And now what do you do as black? Not very simple. Not very simple. It says, oh, come check. Then what? It says, oh, go d3 to try to trade. What if I come here with this attack? Oh, wait, then he just takes my queen. I would probably, you know, consider this just to trade everything. And look at that. You could already see the weaknesses in the position. You know, let's say he comes all the way back, targeting this. I could probably just come here and everything's fine. He comes here, we have this. I don't know why I'm playing this out like it matters. Wait, that doesn't make sense. But yeah. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Well, hope you guys enjoyed. Say 3 in the comments if you watched this far, and have a great one. Bye bye.